Hi Project 4, this is your final class before Semana Santa, okay? But no relaxing during Semana Santa, okay? Remember to look in the description of the video and there's the link to the project website, okay? Where there's loads of different activities you can do for Project 4, alright? Now today, no more Trinity, woohoo! Alright, today we're going back to the book and looking at page 86, okay? A story called Human Is. Alright, so do you have your books? Good. So before we listen to the story, we're going to go through a bit of the vocabulary that is in the story. Alright, so, let's see if I can get it about there. More or less. Okay, so to start with then, nephew. Nephew is the son, the boy, of your brother or sister. Okay? Hurry up means come on, be faster, hurry up. Kitten is a baby cat. Now, mean is in the story twice, and it has two different meanings. The first is as an adjective, and the meaning of mean as an adjective is horrible. A horrible person, a mean person. But mean as a verb, what have we just said? It means, okay, so mean is the significance of something. What does kitten mean? It means baby cat. The next one then is a job, lawyer. Alright, a lawyer is a person who represents somebody in a legal problem. Okay, are your parents lawyers or something different? The next one, I don't know if you can see clearly, is maybe. Maybe is possibly. Okay, maybe I'll have pizza for dinner. Maybe I'll have salad. No, probably pizza. The next one is mind. Mind is the part of your body which thinks and feels and remembers. Okay? Now, look at these. Removed, replaced, checked, stored and noticed. In the story, they're all in the past, because usually we write stories in the past. So the first one, remove, means to take away. Take away mind, remove mind. The next one is replace. Replace means to substitute something. So I remove mind and replace it with that. Okay, with my left hand, not very good. Alright, the next one then, to check. Check is to inspect something to see if it's correct. Store is to keep something in a particular place. Where do you store your school bag in the holidays, for example? And finally, notice is when you see something and give it attention. Look, I can see a bird in the garden. I've just noticed the bird. Okay, so all of this vocabulary is in the story. All right, so look in your books at page 86 and we'll start with exercise 1. All right, read and listen to the story. When does it take place? We have 3 options: in the past, now, or in the future. Okay, so we're going to listen and read the story and circle the correct time. The past, now, or in the future. Okay, are you ready to listen? Let's go.
Page 86, Unit 5, Exercise 1A.
Human is... No, said Lester Herrick. He can't come and stay with us. I've got too much work to do.
You're horrible,
said his wife, Jill. They were talking about her nephew, Gus. You can tell him when he comes this afternoon, said Lester. And where's my dinner?
It's just coming,
said Jill. The meal was picked up by the kitchen robot and carried towards Lester. Hurry up, he said impatiently. I want to get back to work. When Gus arrived, Jill ran to pick him up.
Be careful of my tiger,
he said. The kitten jumped out of the boy's arms. It's not a tiger, said Lester. It's just a cat. You should use words correctly.
Don't be so mean,
said Jill.
Come on, Gus. Let's go into the garden.
Be quiet, both of you, said Lester. There's a message coming through on the computer.
Is it bad news?
asked Jill. Not at all, said Lester. I'm going away for 3 weeks to Rexor 4. I've always wanted to visit that planet. The boy can stay here while I'm away, but no longer.
I'm going to leave him, Frank.
Jill was talking to her brother, Gus's father. He was a lawyer.
He's so horrible to live with. He only thinks about his work.
Well, Lester's got a very important job, said Frank. Maybe he'll change.
No, he won't,
said Jill. But Lester Herrick did change. When he returned from Rexor 4, he was a very different man. How lovely to see you, my dear, he said, as he kissed his wife. After dinner, he asked,
Can I help you with anything?
No, it's okay, said Jill. You can get on with your work. My work? Said Lester. Oh, that can wait. I'd like to go and play with little Gus. And so it continued. Jill didn't understand it, but she liked it. Lester was no longer mean and cold. He smiled all the time and was very kind. When they went to see Frank and Gus, she told Frank about the change, but Frank was worried. I think you'd better come with me, Herrick, he said to Lester. The next day, Frank took his sister to the police station.
So, do you mean,
she said,
that the man who came back from Rexor 4 wasn't really Lester?
Yes, said Frank. While Lester was there, he was captured. His mind was removed from his body, and it was replaced by this thing, a Rexorian.
But why?
Said Jill. Rexor 4 is a very old planet. It's dying, and the Rexorians want to escape.
Has it happened before?
Yes, but they were all discovered when they tried to leave Rexor 4, and they were destroyed.
Why wasn't this one found?
Lester had his own private spaceship, so he wasn't checked. The problem is that the Rexorian can't just be destroyed here on Earth. It's illegal. We need permission from the Supreme Court. It won't be difficult. You just have to tell the court that Lester has changed.
And then?
Then the Rexorian will be destroyed. Lester's mind will be brought back to Earth and put into his body again.
What?
Jill cried.
Do you mean that Lester is still alive?
Yes. His mind has been stored somewhere on Rexor 4. But don't worry. It will be found, and you'll have your old husband back. When they entered the room, Lester was sitting on a chair. I believe everything has been explained to you, Mrs. Herrick, said the police chief.
Yes,
said Jill. You just need to tell us about the change in your husband, said the police chief. Jill looked at the man sitting quietly on a chair.
Change,
she said.
I haven't noticed any change. So, can my husband and I go home now, please?
All right, so when was this story set then? Is it in the past, now, or in the future? Yeah, obviously in the future. Kitchen robots, removing minds, replacing minds with different people. Very futuristic. Good. All right, now it's over to you. I would like you to look at exercise 1B, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, you can't see that. 1B, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. You're going to pause the video, look at the story again, and answer the questions. So let's go through the questions first. In 1B, let's go this side, find the names of 1, Jill's husband, 2, the planet that he visits, 3, Jill's brother, and finally 4, Frank's son. All right, so the names of these 4 things. In number 2, answer the questions about Lester Herrick. What was he like before he left? That means his personality. What was he like? And number 2, what was he like after his return? So what was the change in personality? Number 3, why does he change? And finally, number 4, why does Jill say that he hasn't changed? Okay, so you're going to pause the video, do the exercises, and when you finish, press play, and I'll go through the answers. Okay, so no cheating. Press pause now. Okay, I hope you didn't cheat. Then let's go through the answers. So, first of all, in 1B, Jill's husband is Lester. Good, or Lester Herrick. Both are possible. Number 2, the planet that he visits is Rexor 4. Number 3, Jill's brother is Frank. And number 4, Frank's son is Gus. Perfect. Number 2 then, what was he like before he left? Well, there were 2 adjectives to describe him, mean and cold. And what was he like after he returned? Well, he smiled all the time and he was kind. If you look at line 35, you'll see the answers here. He was no longer mean and cold. He smiled all the time and was very kind. Now, why does he change? Well, whose mind is in the body? Yeah, it's not Lester's mind in his body. His mind was removed and a Rexorian from the planet Rexor 4 was put in his body. Okay, so although the body is her husband, the mind is somebody different. And finally, number 4, why does Jill say that he hasn't changed? Well, who does she prefer? Lester before he went to the planet, or Lester when he returned? Of course, when he returned. So she said, no changes, because she wants to keep the new Lester as her husband. Okay? And that's it. Well done, all finished for the day. Now remember, if you're doing a Trinity exam, Trinity 5 or Trinity 6, I really need to see your topics, okay? If you want help with them, no problem. Email me and I can give you all the help you need. If you're doing a KET exam and would like some extra practice, no problem. Again, email me and I can give you some extra practice to do. If you're not doing Trinity or KET, remember to use the link in the descriptions to do some extra online practice from the book. All right? And I'll see you after Semana Santa and hopefully see you in the academy soon. All right? Bye, guys.